The Outlaw Corpse and the $6 Million Man. Elmer McCurdy, yes, that's a real name, we did not make that up, was a wannabe Wild West gunslinger born on New Year's Day 1880. A drifter by nature, McCurdy undertook a revolving door of odd jobs, often getting fired due to chronic alcoholism. After serving in the U.S. Army for 4 years before settling in the Midwest, he gained a basic understanding of dynamite and, incapable of earning an honest living, joined a gang of crooks and committed a string of poorly executed bank and train robberies across the Great Plains. Here are just a few of his lowlights. An arrest for public intoxication and possession of burglary implements, the latter of which he was able to get off by claiming the tools were needed to invent a, quote, foot-operated machine? He once blew a bank to bits while the safe remained completely untouched. During a train heist, he overestimated how much dynamite he should use, destroying a safe he believed to be holding $4,000. Instead, he made off with only $450 in melted silver. He planned to rob a train purported to be carrying $400,000, but McCurdy robbed the wrong train. He made off with $46, 2 jugs of whiskey, and a handful of personal items he just stole on the way. Now, while hiding out after his last failed train robbery, a $2,000 bounty had been put on McCurdy's head. On October 7, 1911, abandoned by his gang, McCurdy was tracked to a hay shed by 3 sheriffs and a pack of bloodhounds. He opened fire and an hour-long gunfight ensued, which eventually ended in his death. Now, here's where things get really weird. Typically, an unremarkable life followed by an unremarkable death would leave someone like Elmer McCurdy lost to the annals of history. But shortly after his death, the funeral home that held the corpse decided to make some extra cash, displaying the body for a fee, with a sign placed in the dead body's mouth that read, "The Bandit Who Wouldn't Give Up." 4 years later, Elmer McCurdy's 2 long-lost brothers visited the mortuary where the body was being kept and asked the mortician if they could have their brother's body to give their sibling a proper burial. The mortician, wanting to do the right thing, released the corpse to the 2 brothers. Thing is, these 2 men weren't even related to the dead gunslinger. Elmer's brothers were Charles and James Patterson, a pair of carnies who faked their way into stealing McCurdy's carcass in order to take it on the road to display it in their traveling sideshow. And that's exactly what they did to McCurdy's body for the next 6 decades. And that's not even the weirdest part of this story. No. Cut to Hollywood, 1976. Christmas time. 2 weeks before the holiday, and the cast and crew of The $6 Million Man, the iconic television series about an astronaut turned crime-fighting android, were filming on location at an amusement park in Long Beach, California. The episode they were filming, Carnival of Spies, took place in a funhouse where scattered throughout were assorted automatic set pieces triggered to deliver pop-up scares. As they were setting up the next shot, the art director spotted an emaciated-looking wax dummy spray-painted with glow-in-the-dark orange and adorned with a hangman's noose. Thinking it might make for a spooky atmosphere in the background of the scene, she attempted to hang the dummy up from the funhouse ceiling when, snap, the arm of the dummy breaks clean off. So, as they try and repair the dummy, one crew member notices something. In the center of that broken off arm was a bone, an actual human bone. That's because the wax dummy wasn't made of wax. That dummy was the actual remains of a human body. The petrified body was taken to a Los Angeles County's coroner's office, where it was determined that the cause of death was from a turn-of-the-century bullet lodged in its chest. The mummy had withered away to nearly a skeleton, shriveled down to the height of 5 feet 3 inches and a paltry 50 pounds. The body had also sustained significant wear and tear, including wind damage resulting in the loss of several fingers, toes, and most of both ears. Initially stumped trying to figure out the life of the deceased man, the coroner discovered deep inside the body's mouth a ticket to the Museum of Crime alongside a penny that was dated all the way back to 1924. That's right, this petrified corpse was none other than Elmer McCurdy. Having traveled all over the country on display for over half a century, McCurdy's body had somehow ended up in the funhouse of a Long Beach amusement park where everyone just assumed it was a fake corpse used for decoration. And had it not been for the $6 Million Man, McCurdy's body may still have gone unnoticed in that funhouse till this day.